Hi, this is Paul from globaltrainsoftware.com. We've had a request on our Discord group in the futures trading channel to go back to the September the 3rd and how I would have played that. So I'm going to go through this, a big day today. So it was, there's a big move down, how I played it, and I'm going to look at RTY because I was asked for NQ and RTY, but they're pretty much the same. And I want to go through how I played it. So I'm going to put some points on the chart here that will help. So 14:30 my time, which is European time, this candle here, okay, is data. 15:30 my time is the open, just on this candle here. So I'm just going to highlight those sections there just so you can roughly see the timeline. Now, obviously a lot of you guys are trading in the US, but there are others that trade. I mean, we've got users in Australia as well and Europe. But one of the things we look at during the night, what happened during that Asian session, is these overnight lows here. And then during the European session, so this is 9 o'clock here, this is 9 a.m. European time. Let's put that on the chart. Okay, this is the open of the stock market in Europe. So we do have a pivot point here, and it moves up, pretty much goes sideways. So we've got two pivots here that we're interested in: Asian lows, European lows. This is are going to dictate, if you like, where we would enter if we get a signal. Now, we're going into the pre-market session. We get a 5 and a 6 star sell. We've got divergence cloud confirmation. We know data is coming out at 2:30 on this candle. What is the play here? Okay, now with a data play, sometimes we wait for that first 15 minutes to close, 5, 10, 15, and then we would go short. Okay, that's more conservative, so let's just put that on there. That is the conservative. Let's put that on. Conservative entry. Now, by conservative, I mean that it is sensible when you have a data point on indexes to wait for the first 15 minutes to calm down and then you go. Now, if you want to be aggressive, you've either got the European or the Asian open. So this is the overnight lows, sorry, these European lows, the Asian lows. These are those overnight lows. If it breaks that, you could get into your aggressive entry. So there's two ways of getting in there. So this is the aggressive entry. Would help if I could spell that correctly. Okay. So aggressive entry is one of these. For me, it would be the Asian session just here. Now, in either case, when we have data that gives us a big sell-off, we've already prepared our entry. We've got the 5 and the 6 star before that. This is on the 5 minute. There's one on the 3 minute as well. But then we're in, okay? Then we get some higher than average volume candles down. It pulls back and goes flat on lower than average volume. And then going into the open of the US stock market, we're coming down with higher than average volume on the manager here, these cyan dots in the manager. We're going sideways for a while. Look at this, even when we come up, it's lower than average volume. The cloud is still red. We come down, and then eventually we start to move back up again. So this is 17:35. European markets have just closed, and then we start to go sideways on lower than average volume. But then we get this. We get higher than average volume here, higher than average volume. So this is a time to get out aggressively. A couple of candles later, we see the cloud change to green anyway. So that would be on the moderate setting, I believe. So the moderate. Now, if you wanted to be more aggressive, once we start to get down to what we would call massive profit here, you could change that to aggressive. Okay, you can see here that actually at this point here, this is where we would take the profit. We'd take a little bit more profit there. So again, it's about understanding where those data points, that's a very important thing there, because we do get some big movements on there. Remember, usually when the market's open or we've got big data points on indexes, we wait for those first 3 candles, or that 15-minute candle. That's first 15-minute just to consolidate, see what it was going to do, and then go. So that conservative entry would have got you in at 2296.3. The aggressive entry, probably 2302 would be that aggressive entry. For the conservative entry, using the manager on aggressive here, so once cloud goes there, 90 ticks. That's not bad. That's not a bad trade actually. It's very good. But more aggressive entry, still using the manager to manage that trade, 145 ticks. So it depends on how aggressive you want to be. In either case, your stop would have been above the pivot here at this point. Okay, so your stop would have been just above there. You see how it wasn't here. Okay, so we've got 5 and 6 star sells here. So there are signals. We know there's data coming out, so we've got some backup here. Divergence cloud. Just go left to the recent pivot before the 5 and 6 star. That's where your stop is. So you can see your stop to your aggressive entries here, or your conservative entries. But moving forward, this is very, very interesting. For those traders that continue or come in later, we have a crab pattern complete in the automated completion zone during the Asian session. This is very high probability move. We get the divergence cloud green arrow, confirmation of that long, and then look at this nice long coming into the European morning, and it just keeps going until finally we get the cloud change there. So for entry for this, again, reasonably aggressive here. Let's just put we get the divergence cloud confirmation, so this gives us the entry above there, okay, because we've got a very high probability move with the crab pattern completing. That's our entry, and then it just meanders on up during the Asian session, then during the European morning, and we get a move approximately until the cloud goes red, 134 ticks. So in a 24-hour period, we had 145 being aggressive, we had 100, and then another 134. That's a good 24-hour period for RTY there. Again, NQ would be very, very similar. But again, that question was asked, how would I have played that data? And this is how I'd play. Remember, I've got the day trading bundle. A lot of you have got the day trading bundle. We've got the xbratalgo 5 and 6 star sells here. We've got to look left, understand where those overnight lows were. We've got to understand when that data's coming in. We see those xbratalgo signals coming in before the data. So there's a bearish sentiment here. We just need the trigger, and we can then, I've just discussed the aggressive and the conservative type entries, and then trade management using the manager. Okay, aggressive 145, 90 ticks on conservative, and then you wait for the Asian session to start, get going again, and then we get a nice long. So hopefully this helps using the day trading bundle for futures. This was the RTY, and again, Mr. Sasha on our Discord group, on our live trading Discord group, asked me that question, so I thought I'd use this as an opportunity to make an educational video. Hopefully that helps. Thank you.